All right. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever in this world it is that you are. Welcome once more to another live stream of IP2 Wiki Info Live in conjunction with the Streamer Parents Project. I'm your hostess, Alexandra. I hope all of you out there are having a wonderful start to your Wednesday. I am. Today's my birthday. I'm 47 years old. I don't feel old, but mentally, spiritually, I do feel older, which is good. I'm going to spend today doing a lot of self-reflection, engaging in some introspective meditation and prayer and whatnot. And I slept really, really well last night. Yesterday, a few things crossed my desk that kind of brought me down a bit, disappointed me, made me a bit upset and angry to an extent. And before I went to sleep last night, I actually did a impromptu live stream last night looking at some of the younger streamers and what they're up to, which really did make me feel old because I would not wanna be young, like, in my 20s for anything in the world, not at all right now. No way, no way, no way. I think that a lot of very, very, very young people in their 20s are kind of, missing the boat when it comes to certain things. I think they're lacking a few things, but maybe that's just what old people feel about younger generations. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. Good morning. I hope you're having a good day today, or I hope that you do have a good day today. Um, Birthdays for me aren't such a big thing at this point. When I hit the big 50 in 3 years, then I'm going to make a big deal about that. But I won't be in these communities at this time. And that's what I really wanted to talk about today. I've been debating, I verbalized it on a few live streams that I've been questioning, am I too old to really be in these communities? And that brings me to Spicy Trishalicious, who I think incredibly well of, especially nowadays. She doesn't think that I'm too old to be in these communities. She's not too old to be in these communities. She's definitely not. And one thing about Spicy Trishalicious, I think that she may be immortal. I'm not sure. She's not aging. She's forever young. I don't know what is going on. Is she secretly some sort of mystical, magical fairy? Quite possibly. I don't know. She's not aging like the rest of us. Not at all. Not at all. And I'm not just talking about physically, but she has such a beautiful mind. She's really tapped in when it comes to the young people and everything. But I do encourage all of you to listen to her most recent live stream. I haven't even listened to the whole thing yet. I might not have a chance to today because today I have I'm going to have a birthday lunch, which is cool. I'm really grateful to have that. And there's some other things that I have planned to do also, which I'm keeping to myself. But today, I just woke up and I was thinking there's certain things that I'm definitely wrapping up when it comes to these communities, not only due to my age, but just due to me being too involved. Okay, I do try to maintain a certain level of self-awareness. I do assess myself pretty frequently nowadays because I'm solo. The only person who really is going to check myself is me. I have some of you out there who give me good feedback, which I truly appreciate. I have wonderful people in my family who look after me and who, don't tell me what to do, but who make suggestions, which I often do listen to. Sometimes I don't, but often I do. And there is a level within me of resentment when it comes to not being a mom. or not being a parent. And it's something that I can openly admit to myself, and I can admit to many of you publicly. And it's a sore spot for me. It just is. Now, have I had the chance in the past to be a parent? Yeah. And I chose not to be. Okay. I take accountability for that. I made my decisions in my life. And don't get me wrong, I have a pretty good life. I'm very blessed. Me complaining about not having achieved motherhood, that is me to an extent being um, selfish, maybe even being immature. I don't know. But that being the case, I'm not the right person to address certain issues within these communities or any community in life for that matter. I'm just not. I can provide my feedback if asked. I can share my thoughts if I feel like it's a really intense situation that I feel like should be common sense or something, of course. But when it comes to the true intricacies of being a parent, that's not me. And I don't think that will ever be me. I just don't. Physiologically, could I still be a mom? I've had a lot of you come to me and be like, hey, I had a really old mom, you know? But do I want that for myself? Not necessarily. Okay. Not necessarily. Because I'm very good at living my life as I live my life right now. I am very blessed to have um, nieces and nephews. I'm very blessed to have friends who have children to where they allow me to um, be in their kids' lives, help their kids out financially. There's things that have kind of been substitutes for me when it comes to my not being a parent. It will never be the same, of course, but it's not like I don't get to exude a certain amount of maternal energy that I have. And what I'm going to have to do throughout the rest of my life is find causes, situations, people to where if I do have what I consider to be like an overload of maternal energy, I need venues for me to project that energy upon. So, that's for me to figure out. But, when birthdays come around, you do really rethink certain things. And there's other elements or other areas of my life that I think I've been neglecting due to my coverage of certain things within these communities. It seems like whenever I'm about to leave, something draws me back. And I don't think it's really anyone or anything drawing me back. I think it's just me needing to break some patterns. I was talking yesterday about internet addiction, social media addiction, live streaming addiction. Maybe I'm addicted. Am I harming anyone? No. But am I harming myself? Maybe. Maybe. And I have to check myself on that. What about my music? What about my art? What about political activism? I need to focus on that. Do I not? I probably do. So I will. So I'm not saying that I'm officially departing for good today from these communities, but what I am saying is that I'm self aware. But anyway, when it comes to successfully overcoming certain patterns linked to social media and live streaming, the right person to address the issue within these communities, in my opinion, is Trisha, Spicy Trishalicious, because she went the distance. She made the journey. She improved, unlike anyone ever thought that she would at all. Seriously. And she did it with style, grace, class. intelligent, retained exactly who she is. She never really changed when it came to who she is in her core. Actually, I think we've gotten to know who she really is way better than we ever knew of her before over the past, I'd say, 6 months. At least that's how I feel. Maybe it has to do with my own remote, distant interaction with her, but maybe it's something else. I don't know. But the person who prompted me to do a certain live stream yesterday in regards to a certain woman who appears to be addicted to the internet and social media, they should have approached her. And I told that person this morning, I'm like, I think that I'm the wrong messenger, really. It should be Trisha, Spicy Trishalicious, because for one thing, she has a good rapport with the woman in question. Um, she's really well liked by pretty much everybody in these communities. She is a better public speaker than I am, definitely, as long as she doesn't use profanity. But maybe that's necessary sometimes. I don't really know. But yesterday, I didn't like having to use the term bad mom when it came to a certain person because I don't like that term because people shift and people change. And despite what this certain person has said about me when it comes to a lot of things, she said a lot of things about me to where she needs to be really glad that I am the kind of person that I am, and definitely not the kind of person who believes in physical violence because she deserves to be punched square in the face. She really does. But I'm not that person, and I never would be that person. And I'm glad that my parents raised me not to be that person. But here's what I'm saying. I think that Spicy Trishalicious on occasion, and she barely live streams nowadays. And when she does, they tend to be audio only streams unless she's going on an amazing adventure. And she's shown us her development. I really like that I had the chance to recap some of her recent video live streams because I know that she's going to be okay. Sometimes, even if I'm critical of somebody, or am hard on somebody or even say the most atrocious things about somebody, it is because I do care about them and I'm protective of them. That's what it really has always been when it comes to me. Because if I don't give a shit about you, I'm never going to talk about you. That's the truth. There have been some people in these communities who have definitely realized that about me because they've come to me and they're like, oh, why don't you cover this person? Why don't you cover that person? And oftentimes, it's not because I'm not knowledgeable. I mean, I do know how to use Google. I can always Google them and learn about them or whatever. But if I feel like a person is too far gone or just not worth my energy or my time, I will not put my energy or my time into them. There's some people who absolutely hate me who maybe they'll listen to this stream and they'll learn a little something. Even if you hate me, even if you've said the most worst things about me, if I ever have put the time and energy into rebutting or criticizing you, it's probably because there is something within you that I think is a redeeming quality. And if you cannot see that, then you're not only a damn fool, but you probably do need to reassess yourself and possibly pray to God for more wisdom and insight in regards to understanding people who do take the time to put um, their thoughts on you out there. But anyways, Spicy Trishalicious addressed an issue that I addressed last night, but I think in a far more real kind of way than I ever could because Spicy Trishalicious is a good mom. She's a good parent. She's a parent of a beautiful child. There's someone who is using the name Alexandra's Tooth or something along those lines, who is lying to Trisha, saying that I'm saying things that I haven't said. For example, whoever Alexandra's Tooth is saying that I said Trisha needs to remove all pictures of her child from her community page or her streamer page or whatever. I've not said that at all. So why are you saying that I said that? Whoever Alexandra's Tooth is. This is what I don't like about this trolling crap. I understand trolling to an extent to where you're really being funny, but if you're going to use my name, don't put words in my mouth. Okay? If you're going to reference me, do it in a real way. There's enough things to criticize me about or question me about that are real that you don't have to make things up. I really don't like that. But no, I don't think she should because Trisha is becoming a family-friendly channel. She might not even realize it, but she is. It's not an ideal family-friendly channel, but she's getting there. So encourage her. If she wants to appropriately show her daughter in conjunction with appropriate footage of herself, so be it. I mean, the fact of the matter is, a lot of us have watched her become, meaning Trisha, the woman that she is today, which is a powerful and phenomenal, not only parent, not only mother, but woman. We've already gotten to know her child to an extent. Now, of course, I am certain that Trisha will always only appropriately show her daughter if she chooses to. And I'm not sure if y'all have noticed, but really, I think the only time we have seen her daughter has been like what? Christmas time? We don't see that kid all the time. Not at all. I don't even really know what her child looks like at this stage because kids do grow really, really, really fast. And there hasn't been any sort of thing as of late to where it's been like a interaction with her kid that is not appropriate or to where you're like, "Oh, what's going on here?" That's not happening. Trisha did learn her spiritual lesson. She did. I don't care what any of you have to say. She did. So encourage her to continue on an upward path. Hey, Stroke Off, how are you doing? Good morning. Good to see you. Same to you, B-Sider. Um, but just don't say that I'm saying things that I'm not saying to whoever you weird ass trolls are. You know, whoever Alexandra's Tooth is, stop it. Seriously. Just stop it. And just hope that I never do find out who you are. Because a lot of you who are trolling people, you would not be able to take the trolling in return. A lot of you can dish out a lot, but you can't take it. But anyway, I do want to play a little bit of audio from Trisha's most recent stream. And again, subscribe to Spicy Trishalicious and look at her most recent stream because she talks about a lot of things. Definitely. But I'm going to play this for you and then I'm going to get going because I want to do my Bible reading. I want to do a little bit of yoga this morning. And I'm going to have a good birthday today and try not to feel geriatric.
I mean, it's not like Alex it's not like Alex is the boss of me, okay? Let's put it that way. Alexandra's Tooth, who approached me, needs to overcome their own fears when it comes to certain things. And taking a stand, being that the person who approached me is a parent themselves. But I do understand why I teach that not controlling about this. Really? I did not know that.
There's a certain person.
Oh, she got remonetized?
That I've had the misfortune of crossing paths with.
Oh boy.
I don't think this person is the worst of the worst, but they definitely have far more issues than they've ever acknowledged to themselves. Far more issues, I believe, than their family realizes. And without a doubt, should never be a counselor when it comes to addiction. Okay? We all know who I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah. Now yeah, you're right, Sunflower. I know who she's talking about.
Definitely, without a doubt, addicted to live streaming and social media. It's the attention that they are addicted to. It's the interaction with strangers, be the feedback positive or negative that they're addicted to.
Yeah, I get where you guys are coming from. I just don't
get a level of an adrenaline rush.
It's not.
They go live.
I just don't try to, police others on the internet. So I just, stay out of it.
Few people notice when it comes to this particular woman who I'm speaking of. Unfortunately, she has become closely acquainted with or friends with someone else who
I don't want to speak on
very addicted
kids and all that, though.
Social media as far as the attention that they receive from being in the chat.
I've always said I'm not going to try to police people on the internet, police their parenting.
The woman who is friends and encouraging the primary woman that I'm talking about today, she admitted that she's exposing her child to a deadly chemical.
What?
And considering this particular woman's genetic history,
what the fuck is going on?
Seizures.
Uh-oh.
If somebody wanted to pick up the phone right now.
Uh-oh. I know who she's talking about now.
CPS and provide to them
what the fuck is going on?
Chat post that this particular chat addicted woman posted in regards to subjecting her daughter to a chemical or a substance that could literally kill her within 24 hours.
What?
I don't really know what to think about it, personally.
Oh my, what the fuck happened? What is she saying in chat?
You have two women. It's not just the woman who is the live streamer.
I will say, just Jen, if anything, talks too damn much, chats too damn much.
Or a problem.
But again,
the live streamer herself.
I'm not here to police people on the internet.
Addicted to social media. Addicted to live.
But it could be to her detriment, is all I'm saying. I could see her saying too much because she seems like she has a lot to say in chat sometimes.
Who literally just publicly admitted to potentially murdering her child. I can.
Well, wait, what the fuck? Hold up. What the fuck did she just say? Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. I was reading your comment, Sunflower, and then I just heard murdering a child, and I was like, wait, what? What? Pump the brakes. What? Hold on. What's going on? See, I'm lost. This is a lot to take in. I don't know what's going on right now, but let's see. I was reading your comment. Okay, so monetize, that's what I want to respond to, is your comment, Sunflower. As far as okay, so Sunflower says, I think she does have an addiction to streaming. She's talking about Controlla, and then, or Big T, and then Sunflower says, but there is motivation because she's monetized, and I get that extra money helps for a single mom. Yeah, but here, I will say this on that situation. I don't listen, I don't understand why Controlla decides. I don't necessarily have to agree with how or understand how she spends her time or why or whatever. But I'm not here to that's none of my business either. You know what I'm saying? How she lives her life and stuff like that. So, and I'm really not here to judge her or because I think that I know there's a lot of people out there doing a lot worse. especially, especially in this community. So, yeah, I mean, I can see kind of both sides of it. I just kind of feel like pick your battles, and for me, this is like not my battle. Um, she said she made close to $500 last month. That's quite an incentive. Yeah, but not when you have like other stuff going for you. I mean, you have to weigh it, not when you're a mom and you have, doesn't she have like a real job and career? That's the thing for me. Like, see, if I were somebody that went to school, if I went to college to earn a degree, and I'm not trying to like, and I'm not being judged. I'm just saying for myself personally. I know for myself personally, if I went to school and went to college to earn a degree and started a job in that field, I would not be live streaming. I mean, or at least not to that extent. It would be I would not really be like, it would be about, it would like live streaming would not be the priority. Can we put it that way? Like, let's put it that way. It would not be a priority for me at that point at all. The priority would be obviously the job, my career and focusing on that, so um that's just for me personally. So then again, I don't have to like understand what everyone's motivation is, why they do the things that they do and whatnot, but I'm also like, I'm not going to take issue with it because I don't care. I mean, what difference does it make to me how she lives her life? Same with anybody out there. All I can do, is wish them the best, and you know, wish them the best or pray for them, and hope the best for them. But I mean, I'm not going to have like basically create drama with them because I don't like the way that they're living their life or whatever. Because really, what does it have to do with me in the long run? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I don't like that you did this and that. Unless they're doing something personally to me that I don't like, that's when we're gonna have a problem. Like that's when you're gonna have a problem with me. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I'm not gonna just be like, oh, I don't like that you're doing this or that. Unless like maybe you're doing something like really extreme, like you're like really hurting someone. Like if I find out you're like abusing animals or abusing anybody, like then I probably have a problem with that, obviously. But and if it doesn't affect me and you're like not hurting anyone, like physically, like really, like seriously hurting anyone, like then I don't usually have a problem with somebody. Okay, so far, let me read your comment. I think the main issue is she defends it and says she does spend a lot of time with her child. We just don't see it, but it's obvious she does it because right? You're like, there's only 24 hours in the day, girl. What the fuck? Yeah, I get where you're coming from too. Yeah. um, right. Yeah, that's the danger of streaming too much when you're a parent. And I hate to say it, but I'm kind of tending to, I feel like I'm siding with Alex on this, and I don't mean, I'm not against Big T or anything at all, but on the issue, I got to say that there is a danger of streaming too much. When you're a parent, people will hold that against you. You know what I'm saying? People will, you just can't do it. You just can't do it as a parent. You just can't stream like you would if you were just, uh, a single, young, wild, and free person with no dependents, nobody, looking up to you. Yeah. Otherwise, even if you're not doing anything wrong, it's going to cause problems, especially in this community. It's gonna. I mean, but I think in any community, if people see that you're streaming, yeah, like you said, Sunflower, from like the time you get off work until you go to sleep and you have a kid, people are gonna, I don't care what community you're in, I feel like people are gonna have questions and like wonder about that and be like, what the fuck, after a while, it might take people a while to notice, I guess, but I feel like after a while people are gonna have some questions, maybe about that. And I think that's normal, I guess.
Okay, so that's just like a brief segment of what Spicy Trisha had to say as she was listening to a very brief stream that I did last night. Um But she's the right one to really discuss issues pertaining to streaming and being a parent, not me at all. That's the conclusion I've reached about myself today. I thought it was funny. She was like, "Hey, it's different, when you're young, wild, and free with no dependents, opposed to having a little one." Well, I'm not young, wild, and free, but I'm old, wild, and free. And I just feel kind of like these communities have taken away from me being wild and free. I think that there's some of you out there who really should not be watching me because you are not wild and free. I am single, older, wild and free, and there's really not much of anything you can say about or to me. And I think that a lot of you mothers out there and fathers who are highly critical of me and who say some of the most horrible things about me are in actuality jealous of me. So here's what I'm going to do for me. I'm not giving y'all so much of me anymore. That's my proclamation for my birthday today. And thank you, Stroke Off, for telling me happy birthday. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, yeah. So I don't want to talk about streamer parents. You know, what I'm probably going to do with streamer parents project and channel is, as certain things cross my desk that I think are good insight for parents who want to stream, I'll reference it or post it on that channel. I might even live stream on that channel, highlighting specific streamer parents when they're doing good stuff. I don't really want to focus on the bad stuff, but when it comes to Spicy Trishalicious, she really knows that issue. She experienced it, she lived it, she improved from it. She became an authentic version of herself from it. No one can ever say that she's not an expert streamer parent. She is. She's a professional expert streamer parent, and she might not even choose to stream, or she might stream. She might make her channel family friendly completely. She might not. If her child ever decided when her child is of age to stream, she would be an excellent mentor for her own child if her child decided to become a second generation streamer, because we're seeing that now. And it's a reality. People often go into the family business. You have parents who are accountants and their kids become accountants. You have parents who are doctors, their kids become doctors. Same with lawyers, same with grocery shop owners, same with a lot of things. Stroke Off is a streamer parent. His kid might decide to be an ultimate sports streamer. And who would be the best mentor? His dad. That's the reality, but guess what? That's not my reality as far as, me having that opportunity, because I'm not a parent. And I really don't have any real leg to stand on or business speaking on streamer parents unless unless it's like an emergency, like it's something extreme that's negative, or if it's something really positive that I wanna highlight. And I want to have a lot of fun in my personal life this year, because the reality is I'm getting older and I'm not always going to have the physicality that I have. I'm not always going to have the appearance I have. I'm not always going to have the mentality that I have. I'm not always going to have the resources that I have. Well, I probably will have more resources in the future, truthfully. In that department, I am exceedingly blessed. But I think y'all hear what I'm saying. Really? Really? I figured so. I wasn't going to ask you. Stroke Off says, "My son has streamed already." So your son is going into the family business. Look at that. Look at that. You know what I think would be a beautiful thing when I really think about it, considering what I've learned of you and what I know of Trishalicious? I think that you too should do a weekly live stream panel collaboration together, remote, on panels using StreamYard, discussing life, the trials and tribulations of being a streamer parent, the trials and tribulations of just being single parents. You would get a male and a female perspective. I think Stroke Off Mike, you should reach out to Trisha, or Trisha, you should reach out to Stroke Off Mike, and y'all should put that kind of a thing together. That would be such a popular stream. Oh my God, when I really think about it. You guys could stream it on both of your channels simultaneously. You guys could both ask for donos. You guys could both monetize the streams. It would be family friendly. I mean, you're both wild child, but as long as you can be tame, that's your show. It's supposed to be my birthday. Why am I giving other people gifts on my birthday? It's supposed to be my birthday. Where's my gifts? But that's my gift to both you, Mike, and you, Trisha. That's what you two should do. I never thought about that before, but I'm thinking about it now. I think that would be an amazing endeavor. You are both youthful for your ages. You both have a really hip fan base, and you're both parents. Stroke Off of a boy, Trisha of a girl. Please do that. If you two genuinely like me in even the most minuscule of capacity, you'll give me that. Because I think that you would both do an excellent job. So, oh, you got me a gift I'll get? Really? You don't have to get me a gift. But thank you if you did. I appreciate that. All right, I'm going to get going. I just wanted to share that thought today. That's all. I'm going to have a good birthday today. I feel good about being 47 overall. I can't believe I'm 47. I remember when I was 27, I was thinking that that was old. And now I'm 47? Wow. I wonder how long I'm going to live for. Hmm. All right, I'm going to get going. Everyone have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to Spicy Trishalicious. Subscribe to Stroke Off. Those are two of my favorites right now. Definitely. I'll be around, but I will be not around as much as I used to be because I'm going to take time this year to find my solid tribe, or at least create my solid tribe. It's time. Have a good one, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.